all over Canada and the US. So what does that mean? That means we have a mega session. So we have all of our spoiled agents covered. Right, Bri?
Right.
That's it. Hi, everybody. I'd like to welcome everybody right now. I think we're going to get started because we have quite a few spoiled agents popping on. Hello, everyone from all over. That's great. We're so happy you guys are here. You guys are in for a treat. That is for sure. You've got some industry icons here. They sit with me here in Canada, but we do have all the contacts for your colleagues, guys, in the US as well, which I'm going to share through the presentation. So not to worry. And I know, Brian, don't you have a really great prize for one lucky spoiled agent today?
I sure do, Susan. So that'll be, I'm going to talk about that prize a little bit at the end, but very, very nice prize that we have for one listener on this webinar today.
But it's a somewhere for a trip for two, correct?
A trip for two, and it's a 3-night stay.
Sorry?
A trip for two, and it's a three-night stay.
Okay, great. And it's the one lucky spoiled agent, and you have to stay on to the Q&A period, okay? So you don't have to ask a question, but you have to stay on to the Q&A period at the end. And also on that note, we have Heather, who's going to be in the background. She's going to be taking care of the Q&A. If you have any questions, I ask that they only are in the Q&A box, not the chat box. And why? Because the chat box, everything moves up, we lose it, and we want to make sure we answer every question you guys have for them today. And also saying that I'm actually recording the session, so not to worry. It will be available to you guys later as well. We don't want you to leave early, but if you have to, we get it, because you want to go back to selling the inclusive collection. I know, we all do. And I love that you guys have a multitude of brands that really has a great fit for everybody. And I know Brian's going to talk about everything today, so excellent. All right, Brian, do you want to share your screen, bud? And oh, everyone's really excited. Hi, everyone on Facebook, on Zoom. Rashmi just said, I just booked 2 weddings at the Sapphire and the Vista. So congratulations to that. All right. Okay, everyone, we're going to see you guys at the end of the Q&As. Only for Q&As. We're keeping the chat for the oohs and the ahs. How's that? All righty. See you soon.
Thank you so much, Susan, and thank you again for all of those who made it today for this presentation. I have a lot of information to share with all of you. A lot of it is, in fact, I think all of it is very exciting. But most importantly, these are all things that I want to ensure that that travel advisors across North America are aware when it comes to the World of Hyatt Inclusive Collection, okay? I have a lot to share, so I'm going to be speaking a little bit quickly, but if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to put it in there, and we'll try to answer all of them at the end of this presentation. So these are our 10 brands that we currently have: Impression by Secrets and Zoetry, which is our elevated luxury brand. We have the familiar Hyatt Ziva and Zilara. In the inclusive collection, we actually represent Hyatt Ziva Riviera Cancun and Hyatt Zilara Riviera Maya. All the others are represented by Playa. And then we have our luxury brands, which is Secrets, our adults only romance luxury; Breathless, our adults only lively fun; Dreams, our adults, our family friendly luxury. We have Hyatt Vivid, which we're going to talk about next; Alua, which is a brand that we have because we have a whole bunch of other product in Europe. So Alua is our European brand; and then Sunscape, which is our budget brand. So together, all of these brands that you see here that fall under the Hyatt Inclusive Collection, we think represents well and appeals to many different demographics in the world, right? So there's something for everyone with our brands.
A little louder, bud.
I want to ensure that you guys are also aware of our Confident Collective program. Confident Collective Learning, Confident Rewards, Confident Connect, Confident Live. These are all very important features that we have. Let me just turn the timings off on this. 1 second. Okay, so these are very important. All of these are very important tools that will help you sell and that will reward you and thank you for supporting us. So Confident Learning is where you would go to be certified, and there's a whole list of benefits that come along with being certified. So I encourage you, if you haven't yet been in Confident Collective, that you get in there, not only register yourself to be in there, but also do the course so that you understand how each of those 10 brands fit. And then once you start booking us, remember to go into Confident Rewards to submit that booking, regardless of how you book it. Go in there, submit that booking so you can earn your points, and then make sure that you opt in for Confident Connect. This is how we communicate with you. So if there's a hurricane, if something happened, you want to know what's going on with our resources, there's a new one opening, that kind of stuff.
Sorry,
We would
Brian,
send you
they're having
occasional,
trouble hearing you. Do you mind? You have to speak louder. Thank you. Can you give
we
that a
would
tap?
send we would send you the occasional email so that you'll be updated with what we have. And then if you're a strong seller, we actually reward you with a trip. So at the end of the year, we pick the top 100 in North America and we take you to destination to celebrate your victory. So again, if you're not on Confident Collective, you're not getting all that you can get out of booking with us. And then when you book, we have a tier system. So for those of you who just started off, you're an intrusive investor. But then we have the insider, the influencer, the icon. They earn more points. So as you submit and you earn more room nights, you actually earn more points depending on the tier that you're on. And then we often have special promotions that we run based on what level you're at. So again, it's not enough for you to just register to be in Confident Collective. It's very important that you're active on Confident Collective as well. This is the QR code that I have here, but
Sorry,
maybe
Brian,
Susan.
they can't hear you really well. Sorry, can you speak louder?
Oh my goodness. So this headphone isn't working.
Maybe take
I'm
off
gonna
the
have to
headset
change. Yeah, let me try to change this.
or
Okay,
just,
1 second.
yeah.
Forgive me.
One moment, everyone. This is live. We did a test earlier and it was okay, but we're just going to switch it up.
Okay, is this any better? Can you hear me now?
We can hear you much better.
Okay, so let's do this, okay? So I hope everybody got what I said about Confident Collective, but let's move on. So now we're going to get into the product. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about is a new resort that just opened this year. It's called Hyatt Vivid Grand Island. This is an adults only property that opened in the Cancun hotel zone. And as I said, open April 1st, brand new build, right? This is the only resort that we have that falls under our Hyatt Vivid brand, okay? So it's located on Grand Island. Grand Island actually faces, if you're familiar with Cancun, you know the seven, we describe it as the seven. So one side is the lagoon, the next side is the Caribbean Sea. So this faces the lagoon side. So this resort is set on the lagoon side, and then we have a beach club that's on the Caribbean Sea side, all right? So I'm gonna explain all that to you in a few minutes. This is an image of the Hyatt Vivid Grand Island. As you can see, if you can see my cursor, this is the lagoon side, and then on the other side is going to be where the Caribbean Sea is. This building that you see here, this brand new building that's surrounded by the golf course, that's Hyatt Vivid. And then just behind it, this isn't open yet, but this will be opening soon as the Dreams Grand Island. So this will be family friendly. And the Hyatt Vivid at the front here is the adults only option. So what we're looking for with this brand is relaxed vibes, radiant views. So these beautiful views wherever you're looking. Flexibility over formality. So it's not a very, we want you to be more casual at this resort. So there's no real formality here. It's really more about the experience that you can have at this property. Simple pleasures, we find in Nirvana, so you can do yoga, you can do things for relaxation, you can do things for fun. It's a really nice mix of different types of activities that we offer at this property. So we are targeting Gen Z, Y, and X. Doesn't matter if you're single or married. We are appealing to solo travelers. We're appealing to groups, young at heart. Anybody who's global minded, curious, balanced, because a lot of the experiences that we include in this property, I think really allows you to explore something maybe different that you haven't actually done before. So I'm going to talk a little bit about those experiences in a couple of minutes. But location-wise, so as you leave the airport, you're looking at only about 15 minutes from the airport. So it's at the beginning of the hotel zone, the Cancun hotel zone, which is great. So location-wise, it's really nice. Of course, if you're familiar with the hotel zone, outside of the property, there's a lot to do downtown as well. So location-wise, it's really, really nice. One of the attributes that this resort has is a rooftop infinity pool, and they also have two main pools. I'm going to talk about the rooftop pool in a few minutes as well, but we're going with a boho chic beach club atmosphere. That's the beach club that's located on the Caribbean seaside, and it's only a 10-minute shuttle from the resort to the beach club. Okay, so it's a little bit different in that the resort isn't set directly on the beach. You have to get the transfer that will take you from the resort 10 minutes over to the beach club. It's called the Enya Beach Club. The resort itself has 10 restaurants, 6 bars, 3 pools, as I mentioned. And our resorts generally aren't that big. So this is an example of one of those that's about 400 suites. The rest of this is what I like to call the ooh-ah section, where you get to kind of see, what I'm talking about. So these are the main pools that we talked about, the 2 main pools on the ground floor. Around the pools, we have the cabanas. Some of them will be included. Some of them you have to pay for at a reasonable rate. And then this is the slide I want to talk about that shows some of the experiences that we offer. So entertainment options for both self-exploration and social connection. That's important. So we have things like live music, karaoke, bonfires, golden hour gatherings. Then we have hands-on classes like pottery classes, sip and paint, which is a new trend. You're painting, they tell you what to paint, and you're sipping on wine at the same time. Usually it's around sunset, which is very nice. You're making dream catchers, you're making bracelets, things like that. Live well and find movement. So we have the yoga, we have paddleboard, we have jump fitness. We have volleyball, we have the regular beach volleyball, but we also have glow volleyball, which is volleyball at night. So the ball glows, which is really, really nice. Of course, pickleball, etc., tennis. The spa facilities, that's going to be opening very soon, and it's going to be more on the dream side. So when that opens in 2025, that'll be something else to add. And then we have cultural immersion activities like mezcal tasting, tequila tasting, Spanish classes, a whole bunch of other activities outside of the resort. So these are all the things that I mentioned there are included. That's the included experience that comes with Hyatt Vivid. Right, so living well, here we have the rooftop areas where you can do things like yoga. Usually these areas also transform if you have a group and they need a space to do cocktails, etc. You can see here how big the lagoon is. That it's a big, massive water space. It's not like a little pond, right? So the views that we have of the lagoon is actually really, really nice. And as you can see here, how scenic it is with the golf course in the background as well. It's really a lovely space. This is a picture. You kind of get a little taste of the rooftop pool in this one because the gym is also up there. So the gym is right next to the rooftop pool. If your eyes are really good, you'll notice some submerged bikes here. So we have some of those cool things where you could be submerged in the water and exercising in the pool. And again, the views from up here is really nice. One thing I should mention with the pool is that it also, because it faces the lagoon is west. And what do we know happens during the sunset in the west? The sun sets in the west. So that whole area is transformed when the sky is, the orange and the purples in the sky, and the sun is setting and it's nice and calm and music is playing. It's a really nice vibe, especially in that rooftop area. Now, some of you who are familiar with our brands might be familiar with our upgraded areas, our club sections. So we have, for example, with Secrets and Dreams, we have the Preferred Club. With Sunscape, our budget brand. We have the Sun Club, which adds and enhances your experience. With Breathless, we have the Exhale Club, right? With Hyatt Vivid brand, we have the Vantage Club, not Advantage, but the Vantage Club. So always remember that. Club level is the Vantage Club when it comes to Hyatt Vivid, and very similar to what we have with all the other club levels, with all the other brands. You get things like pillow menus, private access to the lounge, exclusive restaurant areas, exclusive beach areas, etc. So that's the enhanced experience that you have at the Hyatt Vivid Grand Island. Again, we're just going to show you some pictures here. So this is the master suite, golf and bay. When we say bay, it's facing the lagoon. When we say ocean view, it's because on the other side, in the foreground, you're going to see the golf course. You're going to see some of the hotels in the hotel zone. And then beyond that, you'll see the Caribbean Sea, which is the beautiful blue water. So whether you're looking at the lagoon side or the ocean view side, it's really, really nice, very peaceful as well. So let's look at the size of this suite. This is a master suite, 1,636 square feet, which is amazing. This is another angle of that same suite. We have the honeymoon suite, which is another nice category, a little bit smaller, but really nice and spacious as well, with great views. We have the premium junior suite. So the rest of the suites generally have a similar layout. So we have the premium junior suite, and then we have the Vantage Club premium junior suite. This is, again, a similar layout, but the inclusions will be a little bit different. So, coffee makers, you'll be stocked with premium drinks, etc., in your mini fridge and stuff like that. So you get extra benefits, but the layout of the room is generally the same. All right, so this is, again, just a little taste of what the rooms look like. So you can see it's brand new, it's fresh. And then, of course, the cuisine, the gastronomy at this resort is very important as well. So we have the Italian restaurant, the Mexican, the French, the Japanese, the Mediterranean. These are all the different choices that we have when it comes to a la carte. And I just put some pictures there so you can see again, everything is brand new. So I'm really just teasing you at this point to show you how nice all of these restaurants are. And then we also have what we call the grab and go option. So that's why we say you can get something to eat 24/7 at this property, because we also have the ceviche deck. We have the snack bar where you can just grab snacks whenever you like. Vivid Bites, which is a food truck that will have the best tasting tacos. The fish tacos, the shrimp tacos is amazing. So they have the tacos, Mexican cuisine, vegetarian options in that food truck, which is right next to the pool as well. And then with most of our resorts, we have the pastry shop, which is in this case, the Coco Cafe. So 24-hour cafe serving coffee, desserts, and sandwiches. Now we can talk about my rooftop pool. Longest rooftop pool in all of Cancun, 295 feet long with amazing sunset views. And it's all, what do you call it? Infinity. It's an infinity pool on the rooftop. So there's no obstacle, no obstruction. You can see these beautiful, lovely views. Imagine the pictures from up here. Lots of people go up there to get their pictures taken. It's really, really nice. So this is not facing the lagoon. This is facing the other way. So as I mentioned, the golf course, the hotel zone, and then the Caribbean Sea. Not that far away, very narrow peninsula. I don't like this picture. I wish I could get a better one in here. But this is supposed to be a nice sunset view. But imagine when the sun goes down even further, how bright and colorful it could be. But this is the kind of view that you have. And you can see the effects of the infinity pool up here blending in with the lagoon as well. So lovely space to be. And by the way, up on that rooftop, we also have, besides the gym, we also have a restaurant and a bar, and we have a swim-up bar as well. So up there, you can have a nice dinner as well. And it's not excluding anyone. It's not only for Vantage Club, it's for everybody. All adults have access to the rooftop pool. Now we want to talk about the Enya Grand Island Beach Club. That's what we call the beach club that's affiliated with this resort. It's just 10 minutes away. I say more 8 minutes, I actually timed it. It's 8 minutes from the time you leave the premises, cross the street and get to the beach club. And from point to point, it's about 8 to 10 minutes. And I was very, very impressed. Again, brand new, built from scratch, right on the beach, right? This is the entrance. This is where you would arrive. You check yourself in here. And then as you enter, you have the beautiful beach. You have a tier, like you go down different levels. You have 2 pools, as you can see here. You have lots of lounge areas. You have beach wait service, so the waiters will be there to serve you. And if you think that's good, when you turn around and look the other way, you have this upstairs area here. That's a humongous restaurant and a humongous bar. You can hang out there, it's shaded. You can hang out there and lounge all day long, or you can go on one of these beach beds or by the pool and by the beach, and you can hang out here. So there's lots of different spaces. This is not a small little beach club. It's exclusive to the resort. Not anybody can just walk into the beach club. This is something that's exclusive, and it's only for the guests staying at this property. This is the area I told you about with the restaurant and the bar. Really nice glass floor. That's just a cool little enhancement. And then over here on this side, so if I go back to this, so this is if I were to face, now the beach is behind me. The beach is behind me, I'm facing this way, so I can see the restaurants. When I turn the other way, now I'm facing the beach. You can lounge inside of this netted area here. You have more beach beds with sand up here, and you can kind of hang out. There's lots of areas for you to lounge and hang out at the Enya Beach Club. This part is important. When people hear, oh, well, Hyatt Vivid isn't directly on the beach, well, then I don't want it. No, no, no. Look at the beach club, right? That beach club, you can spend the entire day there and have a fantastic time. And by the way, for those of you listening, if you're into weddings, like if you do destination weddings, that space is also, because it shuts down around 5 o'clock. So after 5, this is now a wedding venue. You can either rent the upstairs area, the beach area, or all of it. And you can have a very private wedding location at the Enya Beach Club. Consider that. So that, my friends, is Hyatt Vivid Grand Island. And I'm very happy to have that property on the list for you guys to offer with their experiential events and activities. One of my favorite properties, Secrets Playa Blanca, also opened this year. Some of you will be familiar with this property. It's in Costa Mujeres, which is not the same as Playa Mujeres. Playa Mujeres is a gated area. Once you pass that gated area, you're in a stretch with a lot of different resorts. And I'm happy to say that one of them was ours, which is the Secrets Playa Blanca. I was just there a couple of weeks ago. Gotta tell you, one of my favorites. Really beautiful, really luxurious, lovely stretch of white sand beach, hence the name Playa Blanca. Everything is very new, built from scratch, right? Opened in stages. The last stage was the gym and the spa. Happy to announce it is complete. This resort is now 100% done. Book with confidence. Everything you expect is open and ready to serve. And I gotta say, this resort is, I can't say enough. This resort is really a good choice for your customers. It's a no-brainer. So this is the layout of the property. As you can see, all the suites on the side here, the main pools are in this area here. A lot of the restaurants and stuff will be in this area. And then behind here is where you'll find the spa. This is the roof for the theater. There's pickleball courts, etc. Really nice adults-only property on a nice long stretch of beach. If you like a resort that's set on the beach, that's a nice long walking beach, that's not necessarily prone to seaweed. Yes, I said it. Seaweed is possible, but this stretch is not prone to seaweed. So it's not likely that there'll be a heavy amount of seaweed in the Playa Mujeres, Costa Mujeres area. This is the resort for you. No brainer. Okay. A lot of these pictures are going to be artist renderings, so I apologize for that, but I can tell you, I don't put artist renderings if it's too far from the truth. And these artist renderings are nailing it. It's pretty much exactly like that. So this is the lobby overlooking the beach. We have, again, our resorts aren't that big. So this resort, all that you saw, there's only 507 luxury suites in 10 buildings with 5 levels, 286 junior suites, 221 preferred club rooms, 21 master suites, and 2 presidential suites for those who want to take it up a notch. 1,872 square feet for the presidential suite. The swim-up suite I love as well. Many of our resorts have swim-up suites, but I love these ones that have the big swim-ups. When I say big swim-ups, I mean that the pool that you're swimming in is pretty big. It's not connected to the main pool or anything. It's just very spacious. So the swim-up is not just a matter of being a swim-up or plunge. This is a decent pool size only for the people on the ground floor of this building. But as you can see, it's not private, right? So this is an example of one of the swim-up suites that we have here. Another suite overlooking the resort with the beautiful blue waters. Always remember preferred club as well. With the preferred club here, you automatically get butler service, exclusive access to the infinity pool, premium locations at the resort, usually closer to the beach, access to the lounge, etc., etc. Lovely view from one of the rooms that we have here. Now, I like this part. Most of our resorts have a wine cellar. Okay, so the wine cellar is how you get this space. Again, for those who do weddings, I like to use this as an example. So you have a wedding, maybe there's 50 people, but you're going to have your bridal party. Or maybe you want to have something special just for family. Well, you can have this reserved space just for that group. Very small in size, but how you reserve it is you purchase bottles of wine. So you purchase up to 3 bottles of wine, and then you can secure that space for yourself. So you arrange that with your butler or with the concierge. But check this out. You ready for this? They also have a tequila and mezcal cellar. So that's a whole other space. And all they focus on is tequila and mezcal. And floor to ceiling shelves highlighting not just the mezcal and tequila, but they're in very creative, almost artsy type bottles. So even it almost feels like a museum when you walk in here because you just want to see the different designs that they have for the bottles. And the experience they have here, as you can see, the glasses. They also do like the tastings, the tequila and mezcal tastings as well. You can have that experience set up. So again, really, really nice little thing that they have here at this resort that's not common with all of our properties. I like this picture, so I included it. This is just showing you that, again, we do weddings, but look at the kind of spaces that we have for weddings and for receptions. Really nice open air space, really nice layout, nice views. And we always try to not just have a nice modern resort, but we try to complement it with some greenery. Because let's not forget, we're in the Caribbean here, right? So we always want to include that greenery. And I think we do a fantastic job with all our resorts, having a nice property that's nestled in nature, So I think they did a good job here with this. They kept a lot of the plants that were indigenous. So they didn't like pluck everything out and start from scratch. They kind of kept all of that there under control. And then they added some other greenery as well to kind of add to the ambiance. And this, my friends, this picture doesn't even do it justice. This is the new spa. The spa is complete. This is the hydrotherapy circuit. They have some really nice cabins that they created. It's almost like a roundabout. and you can get in there and get your massages. They have all the treatments, they have the bridal suites, they have all of that stuff for you to do makeup and to do pedicures and manicures. And it's really an elaborate spa. And I gotta say, very, very beautiful. They do a good job as well controlling how many people are there at any given time. This is a picture of our pickleball court, and it also can be a tennis court, right? So if you have people who are interested in pickleball, we have 6 pickleball courts at Secrets Playa Blanca. Okay, on to another one that opened this year. We have the Secrets Tides that just recently opened. I gotta say something about Secrets Tides. Secrets Tides is one of the first resorts I heard of, and I've been with the company for a long time. It's one of the first resorts that opened, and I didn't see any negative reviews. Nobody said, oh, this area wasn't open yet. I didn't like it because it opened too soon. It opened on the opening date. Everything, the gym, the spa, everything was open in good condition. All the people who have been there since it opened have heard great reviews. Of course, there's going to be isolated incidents, but for the most part, it opened flawlessly, knock on wood. And so far, it's just been going up and up and up with the reviews. So I'm sure you've heard good things about Secrets Tides in Punta Cana, but again, really lovely choice for your customers. Another resort that has been newly built from scratch is in the area called Uvera Alto. Uvera Alto, the other resorts we have in that area is Zoetri Agua. This resort is right next door to Breathless, Punta Cana, and Dreams Onyx. They do not have exchange privileges with Secrets Tides. They do allow access to the casino at Breathless. But this resort, again, because it's newly built and so modern, it's really a lovely choice for your customers. And what impressed me the most, I did not expect this, is when I got to the beach. The beach here is very nice and calm. It's a lovely stretch of beach. And I think your customers would be quite happy here. So sell this one with confidence. You have a lot of choices here for food, a lot of choices here for if you have those groups, those meeting and incentive groups. We have a lot of huge areas there for convention space, meeting space. As you can see there, over 9,956 square feet of meeting space, which is crazy. And lots of different activities for you to enjoy. This one as well, unfortunately, a lot of artist renderings. But again, I've been here and I could tell you the artist rendering is very good. It's very reflective of what it actually looks like. So this is the lobby area. This actually doesn't do it justice. It looks better than this in real life because the trees have been grown out. The flowers are more, abundant. So this looks nice, but the reality is actually better. The room does look like this. So this is a junior suite. This is a lead-in category. And you have the swim up option here as well. Again, lead-in category. And then we have our preferred club section. Just want to give you a little taste of where the preferred club guests will check in and the preferred club lounge. And this is one of those pools, the swim up pools, but this one is the preferred club junior suite. And this is what it looks like on the inside for the master suite. Really nice, very modern, great layout. We really do a fantastic job. Also, I could say that about Secrets, actually all of them that I've talked about, Hyatt Vivid and Secrets Blanca. We did a good job with the furnishing. All the furniture is like really unique, really nice, really classy. Every area that you look at, you'll see something that's like, man, I want that in my house. I hear that a lot. I want that in my house. Oh, I wish I could have that in my house. So we have this category, the preferred club junior suite swim out ocean front. So now you're facing the beach. You can kind of see what I was talking about there with the beach. And you have your swim out right there, right next to the main pool. Lovely, lovely room categories. I'm just going to fly through this part just to give you a taste of what the restaurants look like. So this is the buffet restaurant. We have the El Patio, which is the Mexican restaurant, the Italian. Tell me if you notice something there with that spelling. This is the Mediterranean cuisine. So it's a fusion of Mediterranean and Asian cuisine in this particular restaurant. So that's a really nice, unique experience. We have tier of fine dining, really lovely. It has the Amazon kind of design with the greenery hanging from the ceiling. There's a tree inside of the restaurant, 2 trees inside of the restaurant. So that's the decor, just the design of it, the layout of it is unique in itself. We spared no expense with quality at this particular property. Easily one of the best choices in Punta Cana. And then close to the beach, we have the Seaside Grill and the Oceana, for those of you who want to get that nice sea breeze while you're at the restaurant. And as I mentioned before, we have the Coco Cafe here as well, which is close to where the theater and the disco and all these other activities are. So nothing is missing. Nothing is missing. The spa here, very beautiful. We have the bridal suite. Look at the hydrotherapy circuit. Look at the area for the massages. Look at the entrance. Look at the area with the waiting area. Really lovely area here for the spa. And I don't normally do gyms at the resort because when I go to the resort, I just want to eat and drink and relax. But some people love their gym. And this gym is a 2-story gym. You walk in, there's a whole bunch of equipment in a big, huge space. And then you go upstairs and there's more equipment in a huge, big space. So if you have people who want to go away and they want to have access to a really state-of-the-art gym with all new equipment, think and look no further than Secret Styles in Punta Cana. And again, I always like to give a little taste out, a little shout out to the weddings and the groups. So if you're looking for a nice resort with space for that type of customer, then we have that as well. Now, I included this because this is going to be the prize that we're giving away today, right? So today we're going to give away the Sunscape Dominicus in Laramana. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, they're giving us a Sunscape after showing us all those beautiful resorts. Right? But Sunscape, yes, it's our budget brand, but I want one of you to experience Sunscape Dominicus. Why? This stretch of beach here, beautiful white sand beach in Laramana, is fantastic. The resort has been not only renovated, but there have been other areas that were built from scratch. So it has a very new feel to it in some areas, and then the other areas have been renovated. It's a much bigger property than what we normally carry. So this is 854 rooms. They have a splash park, 2 shimmering pools, 12 dining options. They even have an adults-only area as well. I always encourage you to upgrade to Sun Club. So for the winner, I suggest that you look at how much it'll cost to upgrade you to Sun Club so you can experience all that the resort has to offer. But really nice layout, easily accessible. What I love about this resort is the greenery. Again, it's nestled around like a very nice space with lots of trees and bushes and shrubs. So it really gives you that nature feel to it, which is very reflective of the Dominican Republic. So we have the interior lobby here. This is the suite, really nice, cute rooms, lovely views. Everything's renovated. This is the Sun Club Junior Suite Pool Access. This is another category. This is the Sun Club Honeymoon Villa. So it has a 2-level situation happening here, and it's surrounded by the gardens, as I mentioned. And then in the Sun Club area, you have access to the bar and the Sun Club Lounge. This is the Sun Club Pool, only for Sun Club guests. They also have the wine cellar. So you have the private area here for the wine cellar if you want it. This is one of the buildings that was brand new. So this is newly built. This is the Mexican restaurant. Anyway, again, that's another picture that doesn't do it justice because if you turn around, the restaurant is huge and there's other really cool images and stuff around. So really hard to capture everything in one presentation, but trust me, really nice choice. And then again, for those of you who like to eat on the beach, then we have the buffet dining that's close to the water, as well as a couple of bars and restaurants in that section as well. Beach, white sand, calm. It's literally like the beach is like a pool, not prone to seaweed. So I think whoever wins this is going to be very happy, especially with the beach, especially with the layout of this property. Pizza shop. This is the Asian restaurant. So, I mean, does it look like a budget property to you? It doesn't to me. So I think it's a really nice experience for you guys to have. And hopefully you guys will support this. You are going to have those customers who could afford the Secrets and the Dreams and those brands, but what do we have for the customer who can't afford that? These are very affordable resorts, but look at what they're getting though. Look at what they're getting at that affordable price. So please consider selling this with confidence. Little shout out to Laramana as a destination. You're flying into Punta Cana. The distance from the Punta Cana airport to Uvera Alto, where Secret Styles is the exact same distance from Punta Cana to Laramana, 40 to 45 minutes. Not that far at all, right? So whether you're flying into Punta Cana, or of course, if you're flying to the Laramana airport, which is much closer, 20 minutes, either way, you're good to go. So please consider Laramana as a destination when flying into Punta Cana, okay? Outdoor activities, football court, archery, by the way, football court meaning soccer, archery, ping pong, board games, beach volleyball, basketball, Zumba and yoga lessons, golfing nearby, 2 lit tennis courts, water sports, we have aqua aerobics, water polo, pool volleyball, scuba diving. So no shortage of activities, and that's what Sunscape is all about. We want the whole family to have fun. It's not pretentious at all. Just go there, take your family, take your kids, take them to the kids club, take them to the teen zone. You know, we have slides, we have the water park, the splash park for the younger kids, the big slides for the older kids and the adults. We have this, the La Cava and beach area. So this is actually a restaurant that's on the water that doesn't necessarily belong to the resort, because you do have to pay the menu here, you have to pay for. But again, another experience that you can have, leave the resort, come to this area to have a nice dinner, is a lovely option that that guests will have at this property. Oh, good, I'm glad I included this. This is the aerial view of the main pool. Make sure I'm good with time. Yes, we're good. So we have the aerial view of the main pool here. So this is the main pool. And then we can see the splash area for the younger kids. That's kind of closed in. And then we have the bigger slides here for the adults and the older kids. I think I have another picture. Yes. So this is you can see big slides. Really nice, nice layout. This part is fun. I'm going to try and go through this as quickly as possible. It should take me about 5 to 10 minutes. New openings. You guys are going to get excited. I have a feeling after I'm done with this part, I'm going to get most of my questions here. I'm going to tell you from now, I don't have a lot of answers for you with regards to this, but this is coming. This is going to open. But it's just to kind of tease you and get you excited for what the future holds for Hyatt's Inclusive Collection. Ready? This is open right now. Ilmar, Dreams Curacao. So with Dreams Curacao, they have a whole new adults only section that they built. And that's these little, I call them pods, but these little categories that we have littered all across the beach and water area. So this is an adults only section that we have at Dreams Curacao. So please remember that we have this section open. We need your support with pushing that. And it really enhances the experience here, because all of the guests staying in this Ilmar section are preferred club. We have Secrets in St. Lucia. That's going to be opening soon. This used to be the St. James Morgan Bay. So we took over that property and we gutted it. And we're doing major, major renovations to this lovely white sand beachfront property in St. Lucia, opening as Secrets St. Lucia. Only 355 suites, 2 main pools, 9 dining options, 6 bars with lots of wedding occasions, and just a great choice for us in St. Lucia. As you know, we already have the Zoetry Marigot Bay in St. Lucia, and I think this will complement that very well in terms of having a nice property choice in St. Lucia. Secrets Baby Beach. Not sure if you heard about this one, but we're going to be opening a Secrets in Aruba. If you're familiar with Baby Beach is a lovely stretch of white sand beach in Aruba, and you can go out for quite a distance and it reaches you at your waist. Very nice and shallow, very calm, very beautiful. The blue, the water is so nice. That's why they call it Baby Beach. Baby blue, shallow, lovely, right? So we have a resort that's going to be opening there. Only 304 luxurious suites, 6 dining options, 3 pools, etc., etc. A lovely choice that's going to be coming. Oh, one and only resort in Aruba very soon. Excited about this. The Dreams Playa Esmeralda is opening in the Dominican Republic in a little area you may have heard of called Miches, M-I-C-H-E-S. So Miches is a little distance away. It's beyond Uvera Alto, so it might take you about an hour, hour and a half to get to the resort area there. But it's exploding. It's exploding. I think that they're thinking about opening an airport fairly close to this area. But we're glad that we have our teeth in there, that we have our, presence in that town. So Dreams Playa Esmeralda is going to be opening, brand new build in Miches, Dominican Republic. 500 suites, 8 dining options, 3 pools. And guess what? Right next to it, Secrets Playa Esmeralda. So we have the family-friendly luxury, and then we have the adults-only luxury that's going to be right next to that. So these are the 2 resorts that we're going to be opening in Miches in the Dominican Republic. Another 500 suites and 3 pools with 10 dining options. These are the enhancements. Dreams Royal Beach. Are you aware that Dreams Royal Beach has been enhanced? So all the rooms have been renovated. And in my opinion, it looks very much like a solid 5-star again. It needed it. And it got a complete facelift, not only in the rooms, but in all areas. They even added huge slides and splash area for the younger kids as well. The slides are for the adults and older kids with restrictions, of course. But really, really nice. And then they have a new preferred club area. You might remember this resort having a garden section. So they converted that garden section to preferred club. So that whole garden section is now preferred club with their own pool, they have their own little restaurants and stuff like that. But just remember that it's not directly on the beach with the rest of the resort. So what we did, we have the golf carts that could take you there, but also on the other side. So if you're not taking the golf carts from the lobby, which is in the garden section, you can now, they built this walkway that goes over a massive lagoon area that has lots of nature in it. Along the way, there's some gazebo areas where you can have a wedding as well, a nice small wedding, but so much nature to see. When I walk on that little bridge, you see turtles, you see birds, you see all these different fish and different animals. And it's just a nice, pleasant nature walk. And then at the end, you're at the main property. So again, lots of nice renovations that took place at Dreams Royal Beach and Secrets Royal Beach as well. If you're looking at the if you're looking at Mexico on the west coast, then you're looking at the Dreams Bahia Mita in Puerto Vallarta area. Went through some renovations here, actually not renovations, because this is a new property, but it went through some expansion. So they added some other areas. So now the room count here is 421 rooms because we added 58 additional preferred club suites, right? So the Dreams Bahia Mita is a lot bigger now. We added some pickleball courts, Mita Cafe, enhancement to some of the restaurants. So just another enhancement that we did here at the Dreams Bahia Mita. We added some nice wedding venues, the pickleball courts, as I mentioned. And then on the secret side, we added the sushi bar, the Gohan sushi bar. And we added a tapas area here in the preferred club lounge. And if you thought that was enough, check this out. If you can see my cursor, immersive art show, video projecting around the spa and waterfall. So what we did in this area here, there used to be a splash area for the younger kids. We took that out, put it a little bit further away because this is the secret side and this is the dream side. So now the dreams is more focused on the right-hand side there. But we took that out and now we included an immersive art show. So I'll show you a picture of that in a minute, but you can see here some of the new wedding venues, some of the new spaces that are included here at Secrets. And that, my friends, is the immersive art wall that we added at Secrets. I like the reactions I'm seeing. But look at that. This doesn't do it justice. I don't like to do videos when I do these type of trainings, these presentations, because it sticks for some people. It kind of works against me. But just know that that moves, right? This is all a video. This is all moving. So different animations, different images, they can change the whole vibe, the whole experience here. Similar to what I think they have that globe, I forget what it's called, that globe in Las Vegas. So it's very interactive, very, very beautiful. And I thought that was very creative for us to include that. Dream Sapphire, as you know, tried and true, went through some renovations as well. But then recently we added new sections. So we added a new villa area here. So that's another category that you can look at, a 2-story villa. So you enter into your living room and they go up to your bedroom. That's an artist rendering. And then we added some suites along the waterfront area there. So we have some new suites that we built. We have an area called the Indigo. This is the Indigo, art rendering as well. Very similar to this. The Indigo section. So you'll see the Indigo category is the new beachfront area that we have that's attached to the Dream Sapphire. We have the swim up suites down here and some nice ocean view suites. This is what it looks like on the inside. So don't forget that we have expanded the experience that you can have at Dream Sapphire. So take a look at those categories very closely in the Indigo section as well. And the beachfront areas, we also have the rooftop pools, the infinity rooftop pool with the bar and the restaurant. We have some greenery here for weddings and some panoramic views here for weddings as well. So lots of different enhancements that we did there. And it will continue. We will continue. I haven't had a chance to talk about maybe Secrets Tulum. Secrets Tulum is another resort that opened end of last year. They also have the beach club situation, and they opened the Zamna, it's Casa Zamna and Villa Zamna, which is streets that are right on the beachfront. So even though the main property isn't on the beach, where the beach club is, in that space, they built some suites there as well. So you can actually have that beachfront experience at Secrets Tulum. So remember that we have that as well. And then we're closing, actually this resort is closed right now. It's going to reopen end of this year. And I think the renovations with Zoetry Villa Orlandi on the island of Isla Mujeres is a direct consequence of opening the brand new and very well received Impression Isla Mujeres by Secrets. That resort I'm sure you've heard of is fantastic. And we already had the Zoetry Villa Orlandi there, and they were like, okay, Shut it down, everybody. Let's start over. Let's make this even better. So when this resort opens, I think it'll be another nice addition that we have here on the island of Isla Mujeres. So I'm looking forward to that resort opening after the renovations. There's a lot of loyal clients that go to this property. I think after the renos, it's going to be even better. My name is Brian Joseph. I'm a BDM. I'm based in Ontario, Canada. If you need me, you see my contact details there. My colleague Heather, she's our new in Canada. She's our new leisure groups BDM. So if you have any questions about groups and you're a Canadian agent, then by all means, feel free to reach out to her. And I think that's where I am. If you have any questions, I will be happy to answer.
Brian, you have everyone wanting to go. That's for sure. Wow. I have to say, I'm kind of excited about St. Lucia and Aruba myself. But
Yes.
Heather, you have been super busy typing. You answered already yourself 40 questions, and there's still lots to go. So first of all, I just want to do a shout out to Heather. You've done a really, really great job. Awesome.
Thanks.
Okay, so I'm just checking here. People on Facebook are saying what great information. So thank you so much. And of course, also here on Zoom. So let's get to it. Heather, what do you think? Let's see here. People are asking, can we book clients with Hyatt reward points?
You could book clients, but you'll have to book it with reward points. You'll have to book it directly. So just to be clear for those who are listening, we have two reward point situations here. We have the Confident Collective reward points, which is what you earn as a travel agent when you book, whether it's through a tour operator or direct or however you book it. And then we have Hyatt points, which is what the consumer gets, your client will earn when they stay at any Hyatt. They earn points. So I assume that question is about redeeming those consumer points towards one of our properties. Yes, they can do that, and you can do it on their behalf, but you have to do it direct. You can't do it through a tour operator. And also, when you make a booking, if you're booking through a tour operator, because we give the tour operator special rates, their client can't earn those consumer points, right? The only way they can earn consumer points on one of our resorts is if they book direct.
And
you will earn points with every booking that you make.
The second part of that, Brian, is there commission when they book consumer points?
No, you don't earn commission on the points.
Okay, great. Okay, thanks, Heather, for that as well. Are there any perks for clients who have World of Hyatt Visa credit cards on property?
None that I am aware of for our properties. I assume if there is going to be a benefit, it will be for direct bookings, not through tour operators.
Okay. Is there an update on the dream side of the Grand Vivid and when it's expected to open?
No, unfortunately, we don't have an opening date for that yet. And even if we did, I'm one of those who's always hesitant until it's open for sale. And we know for sure it's going to be open on that date, then I like to promote it. But for now, we don't have a specific date. All they're telling us is early 2025.
Okay. Let's see here. Susan on Zoom is asking, hi, Susan, do you have nightly entertainment with live music? And what other entertainment do you have at night for Vivid?
Very good question. I love that question. Yeah, so I talked about the activities that they have, and most of those are during the day, etc. But the resort does a fantastic job with entertainment at night. So yes, there's a lot of activities to do at night. They do the silent disco. They have entertainment that will come in and do fire shows or whatever, what have you. So there is an agenda that you have. By the way, we have an app. It's called the Will of Hyatt Inclusive Collection app. So you could download that app, check yourself into the resort that you're at, and then it will upload what activities we have each evening. So yes, there's a lot of good entertainment and things to do at night as well at Hyatt Vivid.
Okay. Alana on Facebook. Hi, Alana. She says, hi, Brian.
Hi.
Our friend Alana. Vivid, a Grand Island. Beach Club is open until 5 o'clock for the shuttle. Can guests stay longer?
No. So we have to shut it down around 5. The last shuttle leaves at 5. And by the way, if the shuttle comes once every hour, I like to mention this just for transparency. Keep in mind that Uber actually happens in Mexico, right? So if you're there and you really, really kind of want to leave and you don't want to wait for an hour for the shuttle to come, you're more than welcome to call an Uber, and it'll take you, like, as I said, 8 to 10 minutes for you to get there. It's very inexpensive because you're not going very far. So just add that as a little tidbit for those who don't want to, who are complaining about, oh, the shuttle only takes once every hour. Just keep that in mind. But yeah, we do shut it down around 5. You know, the staff then would leave. And then remember, one of the main reasons for that as well is well, there's a safety element as well, but also they do book that space, right? So if somebody's doing a wedding and they need that space to set up for a wedding and to do an activity, then they would need to have the regular guests out of there.
Okay.
But again, next to the beach club, there's a public beach as well. Don't encourage you to use it, but if they really want to stay on the beach, then you do have options on that side as well.
Okay, we're gonna move along, guys. We got 30 questions to answer in 10 minutes because they all want to get back to selling the World of Hyatt Inclusive Collection, and I understand. Okay, let's see. So Lori's asking, are there any of the pools and swim up suites heated in the winter at Secrets Playa Blanca?
The pools are generally heated. I always encourage agents to go into our media site and go to the product guides. The product guides will actually tell you if the pool is heated or not. Again, that's one of those questions that I don't want you to hold me to, just in case that week it's not heated or they decided not to heat it anymore or what have you. But generally, yes, the main pool areas are heated in the winter. In fact, it's also heated in the summer because even though it's a nice warm day, sometimes the pool could still be cold. So generally, they maintain a certain temperature with the pools that we have for the 5-star properties.
Okay. A few questions on Vivid. How many rooms make up a group? And they're asking about the pickleball courts. Are there real pickleball courts at Vivid?
You want to take that, Heather? Generally, a group size, we want to have, we go based on the number of people and the number of rooms. So usually 5 rooms would be a group, or anything that you can't book as one booking under a tour operator, which is usually about 4 to 5 rooms or more, would be considered a group. So
Okay.
10 people or more, 10 people or more.
And just while we're on the Vivid, can you reserve chairs at the beach club?
We don't do reservations for chairs. The only thing that you could reserve are the ones that you pay for, which would be the cabanas, the beach bed cabanas. Those are a little bit more elaborate. Usually people hold those for like birthdays, anniversaries, stuff like that. If you're paying for it, obviously it'll be held for you, but generally no. And that's a good question. I've never seen an influx of people where there isn't enough space, you know. I think the space is big enough that it's not really something to worry about.
That's good because people they don't have to wake up at 6 in the morning to get their seat, you know?
Yeah, we don't really have a way of controlling that. It's a concern for some resorts, and I mean everybody knows about that. The people who get up at 6 a.m. and stuff like that. But we try to do it very diplomatically because remember they're also guests, right? So we have to be respectful to everybody. But what we try to do in some of our properties, the majority of them, is if we see like a book and a bottle sitting there for like 2-3 hours, we have staff that kind of monitor that, and they would take it to the lost and found. So you're not allowed to like hold space for hours on end. They allow it for like an hour if you're going to go grab a bite or something at the restaurant. But for the most part, we don't allow people to just put a towel down and a bottle or flip-flop for hours on end. You know, that's not fair. So we'll usually remove that, take it to lost and found, and free that space up for someone else.
And Melissa's asking, I believe it's a general question, is the hydrotherapy at the spa complimentary for any room category? Very
good question. Thank you for asking that. It differs from resort to resort. So for the most part, hydrotherapy is not included. It is not included. Sometimes it'll be included for preferred club guests only and for a certain period of time, and you still have to reserve it. And then there's very few properties who actually do include it. But for the most part, assume that the hydrotherapy is not included and go to the product guide or email the resort to find out for sure if that's the situation with that resort. Now, let me be very clear why I'm being vague with this. That's something that could change, right? Sometimes they can say, okay, you know what? For the month of September, we're going to do hydrotherapy included. You know what I mean? Or they could take it away, or they could say, okay, you know what? It's not productive for us to have hydrotherapy for everybody. That was something we did when it just opened. You know, so I don't want to misspeak on that. I would prefer if you ask that question directly to a resort before you book it, if that's an important make or break for you on that resort.
Okay.
I hope that makes sense.
Any improvements on Secret St. Martin?
Secret St. Martin is currently closed with no idea of if it's opening. I have no idea if it's going to come back to us. I have no word on Secret St. Martin. All I know is that right now you can't sell it, and that's it.
And people are asking, when is St. Lucia opening?
St. Lucia, again, we don't have the exact date, but it's opening spring of 2025.
And people are also asking, when is Secrets Baby Beach in Aruba
I knew
opening?
these questions were going to come. We don't have specific opening dates for a lot of the new ones I mentioned. As I said, it was just a teaser. I don't even think it's open for sale yet, but it's just to let you know that it's coming.
What's coming?
But what's coming, yeah. So I don't have opening dates for a lot of those properties that I mentioned at the tail end of the presentation. That's just a teaser.
Okay. Well, Vanessa wants to get started and she wants to book Secret Menchie's. When can she do that?
Yeah, again, 2025, we don't have specific dates, but that one is definitely opening soon, 2025, which is just a few months away, believe it or not.
Okay.
And it should be open for sale very soon as well.
And Irish is asking about fact sheets. Where can they get fact sheets and things like that on all the resorts?
Oh, that feels like a plant. That person feels like a plant because that's the kind of conversation I like to have. In Confident Collective, we have a link to our media site. The media site will give you access. I give you like the images that I have on this presentation. It has access to all those images with all the different room categories. It has access to some of these resorts have videos, so you can access the videos. The resort product guide that I mentioned, the resort contacts, you'll find that in the media site as well. We even have like a connecting room chart. We have an accessibility chart. If you need those things, just let us know. Reach out to BDM and they'll send that to you as well. But yes, all those kind of tools that you're looking for, you'll find that in the media site, which is located in Confident Collective, or I suggest you reach out to your BDM to say, hey, could you send me a link to the media site? Because that link, that media site link, is separate from Confident Collective. So that link, if you save it as a favorite, you don't have to keep logging into Confident Collective to access that. You can actually click on that link and you would have access to all those tools that I just mentioned right there. So yeah, that's where you'll find it.
Okay, great. Do you mind just while we're chatting, Brian, to go back to the slide with the Dream Sapphire again with the updates while we get to the next question? Okay, perfect. Okay, let's see here. For the destination weddings, is there a main contact for all properties or do they go to the individual properties directly?
Yes, you have to go to the individual properties for now. We don't have a centralized space for weddings. So we encourage you actually to go to the weddings manager or the weddings team at the resort, which you'll find under the resort contacts, again, on the media side. Reach out to them with any questions. You want to know if a date is available. We used to have a wedding guide for each of these resorts that would give you kind of a description of everything. We took that away because it was very hard to maintain it. Keep in mind, we have heading towards 90 properties in the Caribbean and Mexico. We have another 50 in Europe. So to maintain the accuracy of all of the components in the wedding guides was becoming very, very difficult, very tedious. But you know who is fairly easy for? The resorts. So the resorts could actually update and maintain their own wedding guide. So we always encourage you guys to reach out to the weddings team or the groups team at the resort, and they will send you their most updated wedding guide. They will let you know what wedding dates are available. They'll walk you through the price points for everything. They will even talk to the bride and groom for you because they deal directly with the bride and groom as well if they need to. All I can say is that when you do have a wedding situation, if that bride and groom is looking at booking one of our wedding packages, which could be quite pricey, you earn 10% of that. So the only way that you will earn 10% of that is if you actually refer them to the resort. If you just say, hey, here, reach out to the resort and do your thing, and they reach out to the resort and they end up booking a $10,000 package, you get no commission. But if you say, hey guys, I would like to introduce you to, and you have a trail that shows that you did that introduction, then you are well within your rights to request a commission for that. So always keep that in mind as well.
Actually, can you go to the slide with the wordings for the Dream Sapphire update? Lori's asking. You had like a little overview of it. There you go. There you go, Lori. Okay, we have you know what, guys, it's 2:00. So we're gonna finish these questions. However, if you have to go, You're already entered to qualify to win the 3-night stay. Okay, so don't worry about that. But we're gonna stay on just to finish these questions quickly. And like I said, everyone who's on, you've been entered. No worries if you have to get back to work. Selling the World of Hyatt Inclusive Collection, go for it. Oh, so good. But we're gonna continue here. We're just gonna go through them quickly here. Okay, so Lori, we got your slide there. Let's see here. Okay, so if we have both Confident Collection points and Hyatt points, can we combine them for stays?
Well, yeah, technically yes, because if you use your if you use the Confident Collective reward points, and you say you book 3 nights in December, let's say beginning of
Right.
December, and then you want to add additional nights, well, then you could pay for the additional nights however you want to pay for it, whether you want to use your personal points or whether you want to pay for it like cash. We don't care how you book it, quite frankly. So you use your points that you have. If you have enough points to book some nights with your Confident Collective points, by all means. And then you want to add additional nights, but it's up to you to make sure that it matches up. Those dates are available and everything matches up beautifully. And then what you can do is at the end of it, let's say you booked 2 nights with your points, you booked 3 nights with your personal points, Hyatt points, and then you booked an additional night cash, right? You can do that, but then you could also email the resort and say, okay, here are my 3 booking numbers. Could you combine them so you don't have to leave the room and get back in, that kind of awkward stuff? You can actually combine those 3 bookings together and they'll keep you in that one room. So yeah, we can do stuff like that. A little bit complicated, but we can get it done.
You're welcome, Neil. Everyone's asking if this has been recorded. It's recorded. Give us a little bit of time. Later today, we're going to load it up onto Brian's page and Heather's page under the inclusive collection. So you just go to spoiledagent.com. You go down to the hotels, click on that tab, and then you're going to find these guys. So that's where we house it. It's also on Facebook and it'll be on their page as well. So not to worry. One last question. Is golf included the resort? Not sure it's resort. That had golf. It had the golf course.
Yeah, that's a very good question. Thanks for asking that. None of our resorts offer free golf. There's no golf included at any of our properties, even the ones that have the word golf, like Dreams and Seekers Climber Hills, Golf and Spa Resorts. All those properties that have the golf course, including Hyatt Vivid, as you saw, I assume that's what he's talking about. No, golf is not included. However, we generally offer a discount. So it might come in the form of complimentary green fees, or it might just come as a special rate. So we offer discounted rates that's appealing to golfers, but none of our resorts will offer complimentary golf.
Okay. Sue's asking on Facebook, hi Sue, are there any FAMs to Mexico or Punta Cana this year? And she's in Canada.
Yeah, so again, reach out to your BDM. I think that's more of a question for your specific BDM for where you are. Reach out to your BDM. We do several FAMs throughout the year. There's a process for each type of FAM. Each BDM might do it a little bit differently from others. For those of you who are still in the US and still listening, I encourage you, that's a simple email. You reach out to your BDM, say, hey, guys, do you have any FAMs coming up? And if they do, then they'll keep you in mind. I personally have my FAM list. Anybody who says they're interested in a FAM, I keep that list, so I reach out to them first. And then I reach out to the head offices, and hopefully it trickles down to the advisors. We all have different processes like that. But the only person who can answer that question, honestly, is your BDM. And if I'm a BDM, then send me an email separately.
Okay, Sue said, Brian, look out for her emails coming a little later today. Sue on Facebook. Awesome. Hey, they want to go down. They want to see these beautiful properties. And like I said in the beginning, Heather and I were saying that, you know, you guys have a cover for everybody. You have a brand for everybody. And
I know you know it, Susan. You've been down to several of our properties and you love it.
And my brand is Secrets because we don't have kids. We like a little more luxury. Well, we like luxury, not a little more. Let's make that clear. And you guys are definitely our go-to for our own personal vacation, right? So amazing. For sure. All right. Well, you guys, Heather has like, you might need to go take a little break, Heather, from your little fingies. Natisha said Secrets are her go-to as well. For sure. Me too. All right. Well, listen, I want to thank everybody. You know, Heather and Joseph and Brian, Joseph, you guys did a great job and amazing product, great updates. Everyone wants to go. And don't forget, there's one lucky spoiled agent that if you get an email from Brian, we're going to say by the end of the week, Bri? It's really good news. How's that? It's like the best news you'll probably get all week.
Exactly.
for sure, because you're going to go away, you and someone special. All right, guys. Well, thank you all for joining us. You did great. You had a huge crowd today, huge on Facebook, huge on Zoom, and that shows you everyone's really interested. Great presentation, lots of amazing feedback. And Heather, we couldn't have done it without you today. I'm going to say that.
Well, thanks for having me. It was an absolute treat to get to be a panelist for the first time in my new career.
Oh, you did amazing. Well, everyone have a great afternoon. Brian, I'll see you soon. Bye,
Good night, Take
everybody.
care.